is another landmark, marking another landmark of plastic surgery in India, the first hand transplant. How it transformed life of Manu. The operation was done in Amrita Hospital, led by Dr. Subramaniam Iyer, past president of APSI. Let's see this transforming movie.
Man alone has a hand. He uses it as a tool, as a symbol, and as a weapon. As an organ of performance, it serves as eyes for the blind, the mute talk with it, and it has become a symbol of salutation and prayer. Human hands are valuable as signatures because they cannot be altered or forged, and its intricate patterns differ from finger to finger and from individual to individual. Thus, loss of hands is a form of loss of identity. This is a historic tale of a man who regained his identity and his will to live, rising from despair to hope. This is the story of Manu. Manu was just like any 27-year-old, with eyes full of dreams and a heart full of hope. He had a comfortable home and a family that loved and supported him in all his endeavors. Manu decided to visit the Sri Mookambika temple in Mangalore. He boarded the train at Ernakulam, not knowing that this journey would be the ultimate test of faith and perseverance, a journey that would transform his life. As he stood by the door of a crowded compartment, he witnessed a group of hooligans harassing a young couple. Unable to bear their plight, he stepped up and asked them to stop. Later, the hooligans cornered him and threw him out of the train.
പിന്നീട് എനിക്ക് ബോധം വരുമ്പോൾ ഞാൻ തൃശ്ശൂർ മെഡിക്കൽ കോളേജ് ഹോസ്പിറ്റലിലായിരുന്നു. എൻ്റെ ദേഹത്ത് മുഴുവൻ മുറിവുകളും കൈകൾ വലിയ ബാൻഡേജ് വെച്ച് കവർ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയുമായിരുന്നു. ആ സമയത്ത് എൻ്റെ ഒരു കൂട്ടുകാരനോട് ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചു, എന്തുവാടാ എൻ്റെ കൈകൾക്ക് പറ്റിയത്? അവൻ അന്നേരം ഒന്നും തിരിഞ്ഞ് കരഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് പോയി. എനിക്ക് ഇവരെന്തിനാ കരയുന്നതെന്നും അപ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലായില്ല. കുറച്ച് സമയത്തിന് ശേഷം ഡോക്ടർ വന്ന് ഡ്രസ്സ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേജകൾ അഴിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ കയ്യിൽ ഇരു കൈപ്പത്തികളും ഇല്ലായിരുന്നു. അത് വളരെ ഒരു നടുക്കത്തോടും വളരെ വേദനയോടും കൂടി ഞാൻ തിരിച്ചറിഞ്ഞു എൻ്റെ ജീവിതം നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ട കാര്യം.
The accident dealt a devastating blow to Manu and his family. He turned into a recluse. The once outgoing and eager 27-year-old was now left homebound and dependent on others for the simplest of things.
കൈകൾ നഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടത് എൻ്റെ ജീവിതത്തിന് വളരെയധികം ഉലച്ചുകളാണ്. എൻ്റെ വീട്ടുകാരും കൂട്ടുകാരും എന്നോട് വളരെ സ്നേഹത്തോട് പെരുമാറുകയും എൻ്റെ ആവശ്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം നിറവേറ്റി തരികയും ചെയ്തിരുന്നാലും ചെറിയ ചെറിയ കാര്യങ്ങളായ ബാത്റൂമിൽ പോവുക, ഭക്ഷണം കഴിക്കുക എന്നിവയ്ക്ക് പോലും മറ്റുള്ളവരെ ആശ്രയിക്കേണ്ടി വരുന്നത് എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം വളരെ വിഷമം ഉണ്ടായിക്കൊണ്ടിരുന്നു. ആ സമയത്ത് മറ്റുള്ളവർ എന്നോട് കാണിക്കുന്ന സഹതാപം പോലും എനിക്ക് വളരെ ദുസ്സഹമായി തോന്നി. ഈ രീതിയിൽ എൻ്റെ ജീവിതം മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകണോ അതെയോ ആത്മഹത്യയോ, അതായിരുന്നു എൻ്റെ മുന്നിലുള്ള ചോദ്യം.
But destiny had other plans. His younger brother Shanu heard about the hand transplant program being set up at the Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences during a TV interview of the lead surgeon, Dr. Subramania Iyer. He brought Manu to the hospital to meet with Dr. Iyer and discuss the possibility of a bilateral hand transplant. After several rounds of discussions, Manu was finally listed in the registry for the Kerala network of organ sharing.
Once the decision of the transplant was made, we had to start our preparations. Lot of departments were involved and we had to build up a huge team of more than 30 doctors. And the departments included hand and microsurgery, orthopedic surgery, anesthesia. We needed to have immunology support as well as support from the transplant, nursing and ICU care. All this was made, and then we had several meetings among ourselves to chalk out the program. Along with this, Manu and his family had intensive counseling sessions. They were told about the procedure, they were explained about the need of taking medications throughout his life, then the requirement of Manu to intensively do physiotherapy during at least for 1 year after the transplant. Even though all these preparations had been made, the greatest hurdle was the availability of a suitable donor with a suitable hands for Manu.
The wait was finally over when the family of a brain-dead road traffic accident victim made the bold and noble gesture of agreeing to donate their son Binoy's hands to Manu. Tests to check the viability of the organ were conducted, and it was declared a good match.
The 16-hour surgery was a daunting task. We divided it into 4 teams. 2 teams were designated to procure hands from the donor, and 2 teams were there to prepare Manu's hands for the transplant. This was actually a race against time, as we had to re-establish the blood supply at the earliest, and at the same time, in each hand, connect around 35 structures independently to make it functional.
One of the greatest team efforts in the annals of Indian surgery resulted in victory, with Manu drinking a glass of water with his own hands, a feat that he thanked Binoy for. Over the next 12 months, Manu, with the tireless support of his team of physiotherapists, had to retrain himself to perform everyday tasks such as eating, handling objects, and the like. With slow yet steady effort, Manu could do things he had not done in 2 years. Manu found himself filled with a renewed vigor to help others through what he has. His dedication to his hand rehabilitation training enabled him to be employed as a transplant counseling assistant at the same department in the Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences. Manu's transformation would not have been possible without Binoy. Binoy's hands were gifted hands that created exquisite. They were hands that served and cared for his bedridden father for 12 years. And now, through the gift of organ donation, Binoy.
So this was marriage